Taking responsibility for our actions and decisions is crucial during this quarantine. If we follow the rules that we have to comply with responsibly, we can improve our equipment situation and end this pandemic. The easiest way to do this is to follow government directions like staying at home. This is a very important rule that everyone probably knows, but many people still have to go out to earn a living. Satisfying people's needs has become a difficult problem to solve. Likewise, many small companies are having problems because they need their employees to intermittent profits. However, the quarantine has created many obstacles. Instead of earning money, employers are spending more on healthcare and maintenance of the machinery or products. How is this related to our daily life? If we think about the employees that need to earn their living on a daily basis and see the things from their perspective, you will find that the quarantine has involved big and small change in their lives, from being locked up at home to becoming unemployed. We must be responsible for our actions and for every decision we make, since there are people who are having a more difficult time than us. Therefore, it is important that we reflect and think about how our daily lives have changed and how we can act responsibly to improve the health situation.
How has friend and family interaction changed during the pandemic? In March, when most people began social distancing, people thought that life would get back to normal after a few weeks. But now, it is clear that social distancing will be required for many more months or even years to stay safe. If we need to interact with people, like talking to our friends, we have to use technology, which is also the case in the workplace. What I mean by all of this is that we have had to shift to a virtual lifestyle to stay safe. It is now common to interact with others through video calls or phone calls to keep socially active with friends and family.
During the quarantine, people have become more aware of the importance of exercise to stay healthy. Also, if we become infected, we can increase the possibility of recuperating without complication. In addition, exercise helps you reduce stress since people get very stressed out from being locked up for a long period of time. That's why people are creating new technology that help us exercise inside our homes. For example, I use an app for physical education classes. In addition, with my cell phone, I can look for ways to exercise and I use a treadmill to run at home and not put myself at risk by going out. Smartwatches and smartphones have functions such as the exercise tracker and step counter that in addition can monitor heart rate, count burnt calories, among other functions.
How has school changed during the pandemic? School has changed a lot since this pandemic started. Everything has been different. I never imagined having classes on my home computer. Even though this deadly virus has affected us globally, technology gave us a second chance to continue learning. Students distanced themselves socially and wear protective clothing. Some students need to go through temperature controls in order to attend school. The students now work harder and need to be more thorough to disinfect desks and classrooms. Not every student has had the opportunity to use technology to continue their education because they do not have the means to buy an electronic device. Many students will miss out proms and graduation ceremonies. The future of education is clear because we do not know when the pandemic will end or when we can go back to school.
How was our lives and daily activities changed during the pandemic? Daily activities have changed a lot since before the pandemic. For example, in the US and Mexico, it was enforced that any meeting that included more than 10 people should be cancelled. So many events such as birthdays, parties, weddings, and many others have been cancelled, putting to the test friendship and relationship. Since public events have been cancelled, there cannot be more than 2 people in a car. The measures are now more drastic and more serious. The important thing to keep in mind is that all of these measures are necessary to protect us from what is happening. However, there are people who do not understand or are not respecting the safety measures, exposing themselves and others. In my case, I used to like going out to the park or going to other places. Well, has changed during the quarantine. Now the only thing that I do is wake up, take a bath, get dressed, take my online classes, do homework, have my meals, and sleep. Personally, what I think has changed the most in the world are the security measures. Since it is now mandatory to go out using a face mask and the frequent use of antibacterial gel.
Technology has changed us in good and bad ways. It has played a very important role during the pandemic, changing our point of view regarding its different uses. We have drastically modified our daily routine. We have changed our perspective on how to structure it. We have altered our behavior as well as the way we interact with others, including friends and family. Technology has made this situation easier for everyone. Thanks.
We're the first generation to go through a pandemic. I always try to make the best of everything. So I see this in a positive way. This will help us have a different approach to life. What I mean by this is that we're going to value the more important things in life. For example, spending more quality time with the family and caring for the environment. We have learned that life is unpredictable, that one day you are well and the next there is a deadly virus in the world. We must take responsibility for our actions and make good decisions in our lives because society needs to be more caring and open minded to reduce the risk for everyone. This experience should help us learn and realize that what happens in one part of the world can affect us all. We need to construct a better society, making us aware that we're all in this together.